It's not a prediction, it is reading from the cosmic archives. Beyond space, creation and destruction happen simultaneously. In the dimension of time starts the past, present, and future. Because Akashic records are stored in Akasha, the space dimension, there's the past, present, and future. So this is what we call as happening, and yet to happen are clearly and already recorded. The Supreme Point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, a cosmic, macrocosmic ancient Hindu civilization nation. The Supreme Point of Hinduism is a thousand-year living incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, and recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Point of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. And now we'll be starting the segment of the power manifestation, where you will be experiencing how the powers of Paramashiva are being manifested. So today, the Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul and the Nithyananda Yogis, who are the initial disciples of the Supreme Point of Hinduism, will be demonstrating the super conscious powers, manifesting powers of Paramashiva, which is awakened in all of us through the power of Diksha by the enlightened being. Today, you will be witnessing two most profound powers, and at the end of the program, you will be initiated into two powers, which is the power of visualizing with the eyes closed and scanning the thought currents open on the first one. So what are Shaktis? In the Vedas and Agamas, which are the source scriptures of the Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate manner that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest the 460 plus extraordinary Shaktis, divine powers in all of us. Manifesting power Shaktis are described as a system, method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Shakti manifests with a fundamental cognition that you are a divine and you need to manifest the divine, rather than from the cognition that you need to reach the divine. And you are a man and you need to reach the divine. So what are Shaktis and Siddhis? So Shaktis expressed in the space of enlightenment. As a side effect, you will have high feeling energy, high feeling integrity with the Guru. And Shakti is a source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are the powers that manifest the tapas or penance for enlightenment. Shaktis are the path of enlightenment. Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after an initiation of the avatar. And Shaktis are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and may divide from enlightenment itself. So who's the source of all the Shaktis? Was Paramashiva. Was a primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, and manifest existence, he performs the Panchakriti or the five cosmic acts of Shushti, creation, Siddhi, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Tirobhava, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, liberating grace for all living entities in the multiverse. And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is reviving these sciences to all of us, first time ever in the modern day, so that he can transmit all this energy, he can transmit all the experience to all of us from the repository, from the discipline of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga, Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddhi Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham, and ultimately Paramashiva Vidya. So, how they awaken these divine Shaktis in us. So, every ultimate truth, which is Jnana, mapped into consciousness, which is Prajna, manifests as a possibility and power of every being, which is Prajnana. So this is what short.
Diksha is the direct transfer of spiritual energy by an enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarva samapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakhanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayah. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership, and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Devi Diksha Vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not attain liberation nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422 03311 82774 900.
So the science of consciousness is indicated through four aspects of evidences or pramanas in Hinduism. So first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the eternal unchanged truths revealed through scriptures, the Vedas and others. And second is the Apta Pramana, the experience and results of the Aptas, the Vedic rishis, who timed this to verify this science of our manifestation. And third is the Atma Pramana, the supreme cause of Hinduism's personal experience of the power manifestation science. And last is the Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific study, the scientific experimentation done on the science of power manifestation. So, what are Vedas and others? Vedas are ultimate superior authorities for the Hindus. Vedas are pure science where the ultimate truths are explained, whereas Agmas are the scriptures where the applied technology and applied science is explained. So Vedas and Agmas are given status of Shruti, as the directly revealed by Paramashiva, the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. So a reference taken from these source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana. So let us get ready to witness a very unique, exciting demonstration of the power of the Torah. And today all of you will be witnessing two of the extraordinary powers. First, you'll be witnessing the power of Torah reading, and second, you'll be witnessing the power of listening. So let us know, listen the Shastra Pramana for the power of Torah reading, which comes from Vidyarbhara Tantra, Sutra 34. Kapalantarmanonyasa Tishtanmilidalochanaha Kramen Manasodhadyat Lakshaye Lakshamuttamam. The translation goes, by fixing the mind on the inner space, within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession by the stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye. One directly sees the ultimate goal Laksham by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the states of oneness with the source Paramashivoham. And next is the Apta Pramana, where this Apta Pramana is taken from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verse 8, where Bhagavan Shri Krishna says to Arjuna very beautifully that न तु मां शक्यसे द्रष्टुम् अनेनैव स चक्षुषा दिव्यं ददामि ते चक्षुः पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम्. The translation goes, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you the divine third eye. Behold my cosmic opulence. So in the Purana Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna beautifully initiates Arjuna power of third eye to behold Shri Krishna's vision of Shri Krishna's own cosmic form. In the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which contains a detailed description of Bhagavan Shri Krishna, which completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Shri Krishna through his third eye. This is now what a short clip on Swamiji's
outside broke. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 direction, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to feel, experience, I felt that the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. The setting sun, rising moon, the whole Arunachala hill, all the plants, bush, shrubs, trees, everything became so alive. The idea, something is inside,
and now the Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study done on common perception cells. So the study measures and compares the metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative states using a positive emission tomograph with the PET. So you can see a picture of Swamiji where the test is being done on him. When Swamiji is doing the daily activities, high activity, especially the brain, where the third is located. And when Swamiji is in deep state of Samadhi, only 30 reaches abdomen alive and almost 9% of the brain is a rest and peace. So let's now witness a live Sakshi Pramana of the power of the reading done by the Balasif of the Gurukul after this short break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. And yes, I'm back with a balance of the Telugu. Yes, you can finish yourself.
Yeah, and my name is Parashakti, and I have been studying for the past 3 years. And like you all know, we'll be manifesting the power of third eye. And now Virja here will be the manifester. She'll be manifesting the power. And we'll be placing this eye band. Here you can see an opaque sheet, a black sheet, and behind us is sponge. This is a completely opaque sheet where it restricts the light to go through it. Hence, you will not be able to see anything through your physical eyes. So this eye band we placed on our Virja. So you can see this is the eye band. There's no foam.
Yeah, so basically this IBAN is specifically designed for people who are suffering from disease of insomnia, as they won't be able to sleep when there's too much of light. So scientists and doctors have made this IBAN in a way where it is comfortable for these people, so 100% no light can pass through. So all of you can see that my teachers put the IBAN on me.
Are you comfortable, Virja?
Yes.
Yes. So just for the authenticity of this, we'll be moving up and down. Virja, can you raise yourself up, down, side, other side. So you can see the whole vicinity of the eye, and the eyes are completely sealed through this. So now we'll be moving on to the comment section, where now Virja will be manifesting, demonstrating the power of third eye by reading all your comments or whatever you want to be messaging, or any emojis, whatever you want to put through any languages. She'll be able to read it through her third eye. So we'll be witnessing that.
I know I may request the comment to be projected.
So all the participants who have joined us today can go ahead and comment anything you want. It can be emojis, it can be any language, something very different or difficult that you think we might not know, might not be in our knowledge. So all of you can go ahead and type down your comments. So Ma Virja here can read through Atara and show you all that what a powerful life we Balasins are living through the real of Sanatana Dharma, one of the biggest aspects. So yes.
Your Chandran Vimala has posted a girl holding a heart, like a big heart, and around it is like hearts.
That's great.
And Ma Shanti Bhaskaran has also posted the same emoji. And Sri Nitya Mahabhalananda has posted Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Yes. That's perfect. You can see how Ma Virja is effortlessly read all the comments, and I encourage all of the participants who are viewing this to go ahead and comment more. It can be emojis, it can be any languages, it can be difficult terms, definitions, anything. I request to refresh the whole page so we can get them comment. Yeah. We can move on to Facebook. Yes. So I encourage all the participants to go ahead and comment something, any emojis, whatever you guys want to text Ma Virja right here. She's all ready, and she's all ready to prove you all that she is Paramashivoham. Yes.
Yes, so just now we got the comment in YouTube posted by one Maheshwaram and others post Nithyanam everyone. Yes.
So yes, again, my vision is all ready. And anybody wants to go ahead and test the power of third eye can go ahead right now and comment anything you want. You can read through any language Mahavija here can draw and show to you. It can be any difficult emojis, difficult definitions, terms, words that you might only know. You can make up your own language and also say anything you want. So, engaging all the participants and the viewers who are right now joined us to do this.
Yes, Srinivas Sensei has posted 3 Namaskar emojis, Swamiji, and 3 Namaskar emojis.
Wow, that's so great. You see how effortlessly Mahavija is reading. It's almost like she's reading through her 2 eyes. But understand what we have put on her is a completely opaque sheet covering the eye band that is not letting any light go through. So you don't have any way to see through your 2 eyes. And it's completely only through third eye. And yes, since we'll have to be moving on to the next segment of the power manifestation, you'll be cutting this short. And thank you all so much for commenting.
Now I request Ma Jesha to remove to unsnap the eye band on me and show to all of you that the eye band which is put on me is still completely same and no much changes has happened. And so all the viewers who's watching us live right now, due to interest of time, won't be having the power of body scanning. And if you want the body scanning to be done, I request all of you to come back to us again. We'll be again live every day at 2 a.m. IST at 4 p.m. IST. So you can get back to us during that time, and surely we'll be doing the power of body scanning for each and every one of you. So with this, I would like to conclude this segment of the Parashakti's Akashic reading, where you witness on how the powers of Paramashivoham are being manifested. But do not worry, at the end of this program, you will experience and you will also manifest these same external powers by yourself to us. So stay tuned for that gift. And so with this, we'll move on to the next segment. I request Ma Madhura to take over the next segment. And with this, thank you. Yes, so Ma Madhura has joined with us, and now I like to invite Ma Madhura to please take over on regarding next segment on regarding who's the Parashakti and what are her various qualities. So we'll be learning about the divine feminine consciousness.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Nithyananda, everyone. So now, with that wonderful demonstration of the powers of third eye that all of us saw, let us now move to the next segment where all of us will be learning about the world today and the way forward and how Devi Parashakti is taking us through this time. So per day, an additional 0.002% of the population is getting infected by COVID-19. Few facts are that total confirmed COVID-19 cases are 233 million around the world, and that is about 3% of the world as of 5:54 CEST on the 1st of October 2021, including 4 million confirmed deaths. And Healthline.com states that new COVID-19 cases have risen to more than 150 per day in the United States, and an average population increase per day is 174,000 per day. So the rate of those getting infected is almost on average rate of population growth. And in status quo, the world population is to decline in 170 years. That's only 3 generations ahead. The total confirmed COVID-19 cases is 3% of the population and is rising daily. Vaccination not known to be the solution for this, available at any time for the world. And an average death per day is 126,500 at 0.562% of the world. And average deaths per year is 44 million, and it is growing each year. Even if we say, just for our understanding, the population growth per day and the death rate are moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization decline in the next 3 generations.
And the world needs a global solution that works across all national policies because this pandemic is affecting every country across every globe, every continent. whether in the Americas, Europe, Southeast Asia, Eastern Mediterranean, Western Pacific, Africa. COVID has touched every country across the globe, and we need a global solution that works for all national policies.
And according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise. The window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing.
And though there have been many measures that have been taken to protect ourselves, quarantine, follow the local government's guidance and guidelines, regulations, lockdowns, etc., it has taken a toll on our very survival needs like food, clothes, shelter, especially for those who are less privileged, whom we call poor, and for those whom resources are not immediately available. And the bereavement, isolation, loss of income, and fear have triggered mental health conditions, or that it has exacerbated existing ones. Many people may be facing increased levels of alcohol and drug use, insomnia, and anxiety.
And what is the karma? Let us now see what is the karma that caused COVID-19. So in the Brihadaranyaka 4th Adhyaya, 4th Vamanam, 5th mantra, it defines karma in a verse, and it says, Yatakari, yatachari, tata bhavati, sadhukari, sadhu bhavati, papakari, papi bhavati, punya punyena, karmana bhavati, papa papena. And the translation is, as it does it and acts, so it becomes by doing good, becomes good, and by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous to good acts and vicious through evil acts.
It is our greed to make life comfortable, luxurious, that has caused so much destruction. Since the rise of human civilization, 83% of wild mammals have been lost, 80% of marine mammals have been lost, and 50% of plant life has been lost, and 15% of fish have become extinct. Let us stop this idea that the whole planet Earth belongs to only the human race.
And we have forgotten that we share the world with others. So let us set a trend of moving to a nature-based lifestyle. Let us stop torturing and killing animals. And let us drop the idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us.
And the meat industry has become such a drain on natural resources. Meat products take thousands of liters of water to produce. For example, beef takes 15,000 liters of water, fresh water, to produce just 1 kg of beef, compared to any plant-based food, which takes less than 5,000 liters of water for 1 kg of food. Let us stop this karma. When you kill animals, when you keep the livestock and animals, not only you disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much of pain and suffering.
So what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? As per Hinduism, the purpose of the world and the primary principle of the universe is let us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, which means non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life.
So let us stop all the actions of anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. The lifestyle of aprigraha, asteya, and ahimsa are the only way to find a solution. The lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things, and non-violence. The Hindu lifestyle is the only solution, a permanent solution for this pandemic.
And every crisis that humanity faces, Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is the religion which has seen at least 5 complete wiping outs of planet Earth and the wiping out of the civilization. And we have the knowledge and we have recorded and documented every time when the civilization was wiped out and how we have.
Let's look at some of the examples of when the human civilization had declined, almost faced extinction, and it was Hindus, incarnations, who brought the solution. Bhagwan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Veda Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of the fish, the Matsyavatara, and landed on planet Earth to give it to Lord Brahma. After the great deluge, Bhagwan Vishnu brought Manu's boat and the Vedagam as a whole thing and restarted the civilization. That is why the Pandya kingdom, the early fish as the emblem, the Gadagal, is this place where the boat was brought to land by the Matsyavatara from the whole Pandya. From there, the whole Pandya civilization started. And during King Ravana's reign, over 7 crore people suffered under his iron fist. Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu incarnated to save the 54 Deshas from the evil reign of the king. This is detailed in the Ramayana. And King Duryodhana almost led the whole world to nuclear collapse. And it was Bhagavan Sri Krishna who incarnated to end this apocalypse. This is detailed in the Mahabharata. Bhagavan Mahadeva himself protected the sacred city of Varanasi. He declared and promised, I will hold these people, protect them, even during the Pralaya, even when the whole world is destroyed during the Great Deluge. I'll hold everyone at the tip of my Trishula.
And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of the incarnations who comes down to liberate people from crisis. So in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, Bhriguvali, section 10, the rishis sing and dance in the ecstasy of enlightenment and continue awakening. They sing, ha 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 ahamannam 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 ahamannado ahamannado ahamannadaha.
And the ultimate consciousness happens again, again, and again as Acharya, as Guru, and as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual souls from bondages through knowledge is Acharya. Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls to liberate them from bondages through initiation, the Shakti Pada and Shakti Pada is Guru, and Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls, intervening in their karma, altering it, reducing it, and even deleting it, completing it, and changing the happenings of the past, present, and future is Leela, and the manifestations to do these Leelas are incarnations.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna also promises, Yada ilahi dharmasya glana bhavati bharata, abhyutanama dharmasya tadatman pushajana. Which means whenever there is a decline in individual consciousness, the collective unconsciousness increases. To establish the righteousness of the eternal consciousness, the science of eternal bliss, dharma samstapanartaya, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Sambhavam. And now with that, we all have learned how incarnations take form again and again to take humanity out of crisis. So now let us learn more about the form of Devi that all of us are celebrating today on the 7th day of Navaratri. Let us learn about Devi Durga.
Yeah. And now is a good time to take a few moments as we are getting ready for this next segment to become a member of the Kailasas HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. So it's a very simple process. You can go and visit Kailasas HDH Nithyananda on YouTube, and you will see the join button right next to the subscribe button. So you can go ahead and click that and choose whichever level of e-Kailashan you would like to do. And once you have become a member of Kailasas HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, you will have access to various exclusive content, as well as you will have the opportunity to be able to ask your questions directly during to Devi Parashakti and Bhagavan Sundareshwara during the Bhavasmati Darshan. So now let us enter into
Yes. So let us first see a verse from the Devi Mahatmya, chapter 11, verse 24, that speaks about the worship of Devi Durga. And it says, Sarva Swarupe Sarveshe Sarva Shakti Samanvite. So this is a line from the 24th verse. And it says, O Queen of all, you who exist in the form of all and possess every light, save us from terror. O Devi, salutations be to you, Devi Durga. And another verse says, Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. And the translation for this verse is, I bow down to the goddess Narayani, who makes everything auspicious, as she is the most auspicious one, and also fulfills all the desires of those who come for the shelter of the three-eyed Gauri.
Devi Durga. The beautiful Durga mantra is recited during almost all the celebrations, rituals, and events of Ma Durga. Also, a highly powerful mantra, which means that the meaning that Devi Ma is the most auspicious one and the one who bestows auspiciousness upon all the world. She is pure and holy, who protects those who surrender to her, and is also called Mother of the three worlds. She is Gauri, daughter of the mountain, and we bow down to Mother Durga, and again we worship her. The regular chanting of this mantra can give wisdom and strength along with a prosperous life.
And the name Durga means the invincible. In Sanskrit, goddess Durga is the goddess of strength and justice who brings compassion, peace, calm, and order to the chaos, destruction, and conflict in any situation. And she is worshipped in different forms and considered a form of Shakti. The word Durga embodies freedom from all evils like injustice, cruelty, hatred, ego, and other forms of pain and suffering. Thus, is one of the most powerful and decorated gods in the Hindu religion.
The legend goes that Durga was created by Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva to fight the demon Maheshasura, who could not be defeated by either man or God, and was continuously raining terror on men and God alike.
The weapons held by Durga were given to her by each of the gods and symbolize the culmination of all the divine powers in her. Shiva's trident or Trishul, Vishnu's discusser Sudarshan Chakra, Brahma's Kamandalo, Indra's thunderbolt, Kubera's Ratnakar, and other weapons given by different gods.
And Ramakrishna beautifully says, if you utter the name Durga, 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 Durga 3 times before starting on any journey, Mahadeva himself will be there to protect you and guide you, going in front of you, rotating his Trishul with guidance. He will be just rotating his Trishul so that all the negativities are destroyed and you are protected and guided.
So focus on success and your life's goal. If you're not terrorized by the fears society wants to dump on you, if you decide not to get exploited by the fears society wants to dump on you, you will see simple, straightforward, actually real dangers, strategies, and save yourself. The Shakti of Durga is in you. So now let us see Devi Parashakti's divine play, the Devi Parashakti's Leela from the Devi Mahatmya stories. So Devi Durga is now surrounded after demons. Chanda and Munda lay dead. She is surrounded by the demon named Raktabija. He possesses a unique power. Whenever a drop of his blood falls on earth, another demon of identical size and strength springs up. Just as our incompletions, the more we delay, the more the pattern increases.
In the fighting, demons proliferate from his spilled blood and utter terror. And utter terror seizes the gods until Durga merely smiles and tells Kali to roam the battlefield and lap up the drops of blood as they fall. The demons arising from the blood soon perish between her gnashing teeth, and Raktabija, drained of blood, falls dead.
This scene bridges two levels of reality. On one level, the glistening red drops of Raktabija's blood represent the overwhelming power of desire, like a seed. Every desire that falls on the fertile soil of our mind grows to maturity and bursts with seeds for the next planting.
Every desire produces the seed of many more, and we find we are never satisfied. The ghastly image of Kali in her red-eyed, emaciated form known as Chamunda, avidly licking up the drops of blood, tells us that desires are best conquered when nipped in the bud.
And in this century, most of us are caught up in conflicting desires, changing every minute, moving from one desire to the next.
Most of the decisions that we make every moment, we make unconsciously. We take thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day, whether it is thinking or talking or doing. It is done unconsciously without awareness.
And that is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and effect of many things that happen in our lives. We always think we have dished out unfair results. We are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effects. We made it happen by the way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma.
There's a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier occurred karma. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of an incarnation.
And somewhere this karma chakra needs to be broken, and you need to be given a new energy, inspiration, understanding, and possibility. If you are always stuck with this action result cycle, you will never ever be given a chance to taste the possibility. The taste of possibility can be given to you only when the divine power intervention happens. Paramashiva, Mahadeva intervenes in your life in the form of the Guru. He assumes the form of the Guru just to liberate people from the karma chakra and give inspiration, joy, bliss, and cause miracles and enlightenment.
Initiation means the ideas or knowledge or the clicks that bring you out of this depressive thought, that bring you out of the influence of your karma.
So now let us see the supreme point of Hinduism and a small introduction of the supreme point of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, who has come down as the Nijavatara of the Parashakti.
The Kailasona Shamla Pita Sarviti Pita, the rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs, has been systematically carried out over an unbroken progression from the ages. The chosen emissaries of Bhagavan Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti, the Guru Mahasannidhan of the pontiffs of Kailasona Shamla Pita Sarviti Pita, are the direct representatives of cosmos.
And on the 27th of April 2012, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasana Shamla Pita, and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor vested with all the powers duties and obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailas and Nithyananda Paramashivam, and has been religious and linguistic epicenters to absorption of glory. So now let us watch a short video on the history of the Madurai Adinam, the Kailas and Nithyananda Paramashivam.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with herself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the Beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Sri Lashri Arunagirinath Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences. His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adi renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted with basic amenities, education and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic renaissance for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery, as a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers. The changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
And the 292nd Guru Mahasanidana has shared about the vision that he had of Bhagavan Paramashiva. The 292nd Pontiff of Madurai Adinam, Sri Arunagirinath Jnana Sambandha Paramachari Swamigal, is the predecessor to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom of Kailasvanata Dvadashanta Shamna Pita Sarvijna Pita since 2012. And the 292nd Guru had the divine vision of Bhagavan Paramashiva and Devi Meenakshi, who instructed him to coronate the avatar as his successor, the 293rd Guru Mahasanidana. This is a historic record of Madurai Adinam, introducing the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidana, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And you can watch this video on YouTube at your convenience.
And here you can see pictures of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coordinated as the 293rd Jagat Mahasanidana of the Kailasvanata Shamla Visabhini Peetham.